Okay, so what if one of the most powerful tools for aging well isn't in a pill or some fancy cream, but it's actually in the stories we tell ourselves? Sounds kind of wild, right? But today, we're diving into some amazing research that shows our mindset can literally reshape our journey into later life. Let's get into it. So, let's start with that phrase you hear all the time, aging gracefully. What does that even mean? Is it about trying to look young forever, or is it something, way deeper than that? As we're about to find out, the answer is far more within our own control than most of us probably think.
And this right here is the core idea. After decades of research, scientists have come to a pretty startling conclusion. Your attitude, the story you build in your head about getting older, is one of the absolute strongest predictors of how you will actually age. And we're talking about everything from your brain health to how long you live. It's a huge deal.
That brings us right into our first section, your attitude, your future. Here, we're going to unpack exactly how our internal world, our beliefs, our outlook, directly sculpts our physical and mental health as the years go by. Now, just let this one sink in for a second. Studies have actually found that a person's outlook on life was a better predictor of successful aging than their actual physical health. That is just staggering. It means your mindset can, quite literally, be more powerful than your circumstances.
And I think this quote just nails it. Resilience isn't about dodging all the tough stuff. I mean, that's impossible, right? It's about building this quiet, internal confidence, a kind of faith that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's knowing that life still has meaning even when things get hard. So, if our inner state is really that powerful, what's going on in there? In our next section, The Power Within You, we're going to focus on two absolute pillars that research shows are crucial: how we see ourselves and how well we bounce back from challenges.
This long-term study gives us such a cool window into how this works. For 16 years, researchers followed adults between the ages of 70 and 100. And what they found was that the vast majority of them consistently felt younger than their real age and were happy with their lives. And here's the key. They made a conscious choice to shift their focus. They kind of downplayed the physical stuff, and instead, they zeroed in on the things that still gave them joy and purpose. So what this really boils down to is pretty simple, but so profound. The study suggests that self-acceptance is like a protective shield. When we choose to look at ourselves with kindness, with grace, instead of criticism, our inner spirit just gets stronger. It's this beautiful feedback loop. But hey, it's not just about what's going on inside our own heads. Our environment plays a massive role too. So in Section 3, The Power Around You, we're going to see how the culture we live in can either lift us up or get in the way of a positive aging experience.
This study is just fascinating. Researchers gave older Chinese adults a memory test. But for one of the sessions, they did something different. First, they reminded the participants how much their culture respects elders for their wisdom. And the result? Get this, their scores on the memory tests actually went up. That's proof that feeling respected has a direct, measurable benefit on your brain.
And this quote, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? When a society really truly respects its older members, it's not just a nice thing to do, it reinforces a sense of dignity that literally breathes life into people, strengthening both their mind and their soul. All right, this all leads us to our final section, growing whole, not old. This is where we bring all these pieces together into a really balanced, actionable way of thinking about aging, with both optimism and a healthy dose of realism.
Okay, first, let's be real. This isn't about pretending challenges don't exist. The data shows that about 40% of Americans over 65 live with some kind of disability. But, and this is so important, look at the other side of that chart. The majority, a full 60%, stay healthy and independent. True grace is about being able to hold both of those realities at the same time.
This little chart breaks down that balance perfectly. On one side, you've got denial, just ignoring your body's signals, being scared of what's coming next. But on the other side, you have what you could call graceful realism. It's about accepting the physical changes, sure, but never letting them crush your faith in the strength of your spirit. That's the sweet spot. So as we wrap this up, let's land on this one powerful thought. The words we use, whether we say them out loud or just think them, they matter a lot. Joking about senior moments or always talking about decline, that's not just venting. You're actually writing a script for your future self. It becomes a prophecy you fulfill day by day.
Look, attitude isn't everything, but it is the lens through which we see everything else.
It's what lets us reframe this journey not as one of decay, but as one of accumulation, of experience, of perspective, of real wisdom. It's about growing whole.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Starting today, what is the story you want to start telling your future self about getting older? Because if this research tells us anything, it's that the story you choose has the power to become your reality.